and I'm here again to share with you one of our helpful homeschool habits, and that is the habit of a weekly homeschool planning meeting. Now, before I shared the habit of rest and then the habit of annual goal setting and planning. So once I have done those things, and we've done those things as a family, then we get into the week-to-week nitty-gritty of homeschooling. And we found that as our children got older, that it was really good to have a weekly homeschool planning meeting. And this is just not that complicated, and I'll just share with you what we do. We get together on a Sunday afternoon after church, and we just gather all of our planners. We get the family calendar, and then we're all together. It's not a very long meeting. It's fairly brief, but when we're all together, we can look at the week ahead and talk about what's coming up with all the different extracurricular activities, maybe a test that's coming up, a performance, some goals that we need to meet, that sort of thing. And we can also talk about where everyone is in each subject. And so once our children reach 5th grade, then we get them a homeschool planner. And I want to share with you, in recent years, we have been using Homeschooling with a Plan in Place. And they have a student planner that our students use. This is my Rising 7th Graders planner. And then there's also a wonderful high school planner that this is my Rising 11th Graders planner, and she has a picture of her and her friend. And you can customize these, which we really like. And what is really great about this high school planner is that you can customize, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see all the different subjects that she's going to be studying. And so there's space, there's a 1 week with a 2-page spread here so that she can fill in all that she needs to. And this also is a very good record-keeping tool. So I wanted you to see those. Over on the curriculum choice page, we are having a week of homeschool planning and curriculum choices. And Homeschooling with a Plan in Place has a special discount code that they have shared just for us. So be sure to check that out. I'll share it in the comments here as well. And if you have any questions while I'm talking about this, please put them in the comments. I would love to talk to you about this. And please share your planning tips as well. I'd love to see who is here with me right now. A Plan in Place also has homeschool teacher planners, and I adore this because it also has a 2-page spread for the week, and I have all my little categories in the side, and there is also a place for meal planning. And I'll mention that there's also this really fun meal planning tool in the front where you can put down all your family's favorite meals, and then you can just work them out into like a rotation system. So anyway, these are the tools that we use for our weekly planning when we get into the nitty-gritty week to week, and we highly recommend those. And really the goal of the weekly homeschool planning meeting is to build independence, which, you know, if you know anything about how I've shared morning time, the morning room time when the child is a toddler and a preschooler, and that independent learning time, we're just always building that habit of independent learners because that's what we want for our children. We want them to be able to know how to use tools to reach things that they need to grow and learn. So the weekly homeschool planning meeting is actually that gift of building the habit of planning. And you know, we should count on God to direct us, but we should also plan and be prepared for the week ahead. Of course, we leave space for those moments that the Lord directs us in other ways, but we do want to be prepared, especially, you know, when you have a family of 5 children. And I think you may have probably found that the more children you have, the more planning and habits that you need to have in place just to help things go well for the week, and so that you're prepared when things don't go well. So I'll get back to the homeschool planning meeting. We just all gather around on the couches, and we have our planners open, and we have the family calendar. Dad is there so that he has some input as well, and we can talk about the things we've been studying and update him, and he can give suggestions, and maybe we can plan a field trip. So I start usually with the younger ones because they can fill out what their plan is for the week and update me, and then they can get up and move on and do something else while we move to work with the high schoolers, because there's just a little bit more planning involved with that. So we just talk about our week. We see if there's some resources we need to get from the library, or maybe order online, or it's just the week to week. What do we need to be doing and focusing on this week? Is there something that we're behind in that we need to schedule like an afternoon free so we can just focus on that? And of course, we always love to plan in the fun and the art. So that is really basically it. Just keeping it weekly. Maybe Sunday afternoon is not best for you. Maybe Friday afternoon would be better. Maybe it would be best for you to meet one-on-one with each of your students. But this is what we found that works best for us, and I just wanted to encourage you with that. I'll share a link here in the comments to a post I've written about this that details it a little bit more. And I also wanted to ask, are any of you going to be at the Southeast Homeschool Expo coming up in just about 2 weeks? Both Nana and I will be there. My family will be there. We'll have a booth, and Nana's going to be speaking, sharing about art, and I'm going to be sharing about helpful homeschool habits. So I hope to get to see some of you in person. And I also want you to know that in the background, I have been working on putting together a book, and it's going to be on Amazon very soon. I'll let y'all know when that's coming out. It's pretty exciting. It is, of course, about helpful homeschool habits. So I hope this has helped you. Please let me know what you'd like to hear about in the future. I'll just continue to share about helpful homeschool habits here on the Hodgepodge page. And of course, we always invite you over to join Nana's art lessons. She shares a weekly art lesson there on the Facebook page, and then we have all those video art courses there at chalkpastel.com. Thanks for joining me,